President Biden will sign today
to mark the 12th anniversary of DACA, which was a program that let people who arrived here illegally as children stay. Now it is going to be people who arrive illegally as the spouse of a U.S. citizen apply to stay. There are some specific requirements, though. In addition to being married to a U.S. citizen, you have to have been in the U.S. for at least 10 years. And then if you're approved, you get 3 years to apply for permanent residency.
Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House. This order does not apply to those who came here in the recent record surge of illegal immigration. A law in Iowa set to take effect next month, aiming to deport some of them, has been blocked by a federal judge.
Challenged by the Department of Justice and civil rights groups that said it violated the federal government's sole authority over immigration. The so-called illegal reentry law is similar to an earlier Texas law, which was also blocked and would make it a state crime to enter Iowa after being deported from or denied entry to the U.S.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Russia's president will be in North Korea today and tomorrow, thanking them for their help in Ukraine. The U.S. says North Korea has provided weapons and ammo. It's a good week to have air conditioning.
Record-breaking temperatures along with humidity, and we have heat advisories, heat warnings, from the Great Lakes all the way towards the Northeast.
Fox meteorologist Janice Dina could hit 95 degrees today in Pittsburgh and then get close to 100 in the coming days from D.C. to Maine. They're celebrating an NBA championship in Boston.
It's been a long time coming, and damn, it was worth it.
Jason Tatum scored 31 points, leading the Celtics to a win in Game 5 of the Finals, beating the Dallas Mavericks 106-88 on ABC. His teammate Jaylen Brown was named MVP.
I've been grateful for every moment, every opportunity. I never hung my head.
It is the Boston Celtics' 18th championship. That's an NBA record. America's listening to Fox News.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
Well, the day before issuing the immigration executive order, President Biden met with NATO's leader at the White House, saying they've deterred Russian aggression.
And we strengthened NATO's eastern flank, making it clear that we'll defend every single inch of NATO territory.
And the president touted the NATO allies have been spending more on their defense.
Before Russia sent tanks and troops across the border with Ukraine, just 6 of NATO's 32 members were spending at least 2% of GDP on defense, the target figure for the alliance. Now a record 23 allies are on track to meet that pledge.
Allies are buying more and more equipment from the U.S., so NATO is good for U.S. security, but NATO is also good for U.S. jobs.
NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg speaking alongside President Biden in the Oval Office. Stoltenberg is meeting with U.S. leaders ahead of the NATO summit next month in Washington. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
A lot of marijuana convictions have gone to pot in Maryland.
Nearly 2 years after the state legalized the use of recreational marijuana, Maryland's Governor Wes Moore signs an executive order pardoning more than 175,000 convictions on low-level charges related to cannabis use.
This is about changing how both government and society view those who have been walled off from opportunity because of broken and uneven policies.
Stressing this aims to heal social and economic disparities for communities of color. Estimated to impact about 100,000 people, the majority for misdemeanor offenses like possession. While the pardons won't lead to anyone getting out of jail or remove convictions from records, those pardoned can apply to a state court to have their records expunged. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
We'll get a key report on the economy this hour, measuring our shopping retail sales for May. Ahead of that, on Wall Street, stock futures are mixed the morning after the Nasdaq's 6th straight record close. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, people gathered Saturday to celebrate the special birthday of a landmark in Urbana. The Urbana Free Library turning 150. City wanted to honor the library's history, so they invited the Champaign-Urbana community to be a part of the festivities. For the party, library had a pianist, cake, and craft activities. Champaign County Crime Stoppers looking for the public's assistance, helping Champaign police solve an armed robbery on May 30th. A food delivery driver arriving at 3rd and Clark Streets to complete a delivery. As that driver got out, 3 suspects walked up to him. One had a gun. The suspects described as 2 males and a female, all Hispanic with short, thin builds and all wearing face coverings. Mattoon Fire was called out for a house fire Sunday night at a 2-story single-family home. Had fire showing from the west side. The bulk of the fire was on the outside, with probable extension into the residence due to the door to the interior being open. It was later determined that the 2 occupants were able to escape prior to the arrival of the fire department. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim Miller. It's Greg Solier, our meteorologist, brought to you by Kramer Siding and Window.
Your premier provider for home improvements that includes siding, windows, doors, roofing, and outdoor living. Visit kramersiding.com.
Well, Mr. Meteorologist, what are the odds that I would marry a woman whose zip code was my hometown?
Right.
What are the odds? What are the odds?
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Today is Janet's birthday, my wife, who I met.
Yes.
She was a teenager when I met her. And look at that.
Well.
Anyway, I guess it's not polite to give your wife's age, but it is Philo's zip code.
No. You'll land in the doghouse.
Yeah, you can look up Philo's zip code, I guess. But isn't that odd? I remember looking at her U of I ID. She was a student, and I said, "What's Philo's zip code doing on your ID?" She said, "That's my birthday." I said, "No way."
So in other words, Philo is the center of the universe, much as is the wife.
Exactly.
Your wife.
Center of my universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Anyway, great day here today in our history, ladies and gentlemen. It's our meteorologist, Greg Solier. I got a little song to play. Your challenge will be to name the artist.
Okay.
And I want you to stick around, Solier, so you can hear it.
Okay.
Stand by. What you got for today, sir?
And while we're doing this, you can hit that aux button, but we'll
Sorry about
through
that.
it here.
I'm all over it. Yep. What happens is folks sometimes hit the wrong button and then it echoes in his head, and it's really unbelievable. You can even talk. It's unbelievable.
Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen, as you would say, I had to borrow the radio station.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, no problem. Much better. Thank you very large, sir. Hey, some mid-level and tropical cloudiness. Yeah, you can teleconnect when you look at the visible satellite picture from southern Lake Michigan. This cloud area runs down the I-57 to maybe 65 corridor, straight shoot all the way down into the Bay of Campeche. That's the southwestern Gulf of Mexico, and there lies probably the first tropical system of the season. It'll make a run into Texas. Big rain. Another example, drought to a flood. That's the epicenter of some 2-foot rains the past couple of months and 110-degree heat. So that's a big shocker and change for those folks. But anyway, this is the northern extent of that tropical moisture. The hot ridge is to the east. It's going to back up to the west. And yes, the hotter days are a-coming, but we do have some relief temporarily early next week. A little rain out there this morning. 73, make that 75 now at Willard and Savoy. 73 Rantoul and over at Danville. Roughly lined up along and east of I-57. A few little spits and spells of some rain. That'll be with us here for the early to mid-morning. We turn to partly sunny, and later on this afternoon, much like yesterday again, bubble up a stray shower thunderstorm. Temps a little more manageable, around 90 south wind. Warm and muggy tonight, maybe a stray shower thunderstorm this evening, down to 74. The hot stuff gets going tomorrow, again partly sunny, 94. Slim chance for a thunderstorm mainly in the afternoon. First day of summer, appropriate, 96 on Thursday with a sunny sky and a very humid day's worth of weather, and high humidity, oppressive heat at 98 Friday, 97 Saturday, but later in the day Saturday, storms are up. That's a cold front. A couple of more outbreaks of thunderstorms on Sunday. We'll need the rain by then at 91. And then slightly cooler, drier air for a couple of days early next week, Monday and Tuesday in the 80s. Back over to you, sir.
Yeah, this one came out a long time ago. It's called Hot Fun in the Summertime.
Nick Gilder.
I've heard this song like a bajillion times. I can't name the artist, though.
About 50 years ago. What's wrong with you?
Well, I should, it's amazing. When you watch commercial spots, TV, internet, whatever it is, they're bringing songs and music back from 50 years ago.
That's true. That is true.
Oh, this is Sly and the Family Stone.
It's Sly and the Family Stone.
Oh.
Somebody text that?
No, I Googled.
Kind of came to you.
You didn't use the Google, did you, Diane? Maybe.
It is kind of a hot fun in the summertime. So,
Yes,
good
it
work,
is.
sir. Thank you.
Stay cool.
You bet.
Hot child in the city is Nick.
Yeah, that's
Gilder.
Nick Gilder. I did play that. I forgot that one. All right, it is 7:10, ESPN 93.5. Cardinals win, Cubbies lose. Kind of a burner in Wrigley last night. The guy hits a 3-run homer in the ninth inning, edged the Chicago Cubs 7-6. So,
Well, St. Louis Cardinals went in 12 innings,
yeah,
right?
they got the opposite. They got some big hits and a big throw out at the play by Dylan Carlson, I think was big too. All right, ESPN 93.5. Political strategist and America First Works executive director, it's Ashley Hayek from Virginia this morning. Well, you do have a convicted, 32 counts? That was such a fair trial, Ashley. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing this morning?
Just trying to sort it all out. I'm hearing that Biden already lost the debate. I mean, all he has to do is walk out on the stage and he'll exceed expectations, right?
Well, that's for sure. And they basically made the rules so that it's completely favorable to Joe Biden over President Trump. No audience, being seated so he doesn't have to, sit down in the chair that doesn't exist or wander off stage because he's not, properly restrained in his little chair. But yeah, I've seen all the shirts. I'm voting for the felon. I'm voting for the convict. I think I'm going to get those in bulk this year for my family. But I think at the end of the day, the American people know that this really wasn't about President Trump. It's about who he is and that he's the top candidate against, Joe Biden's opponent, and that the DOJ is weaponized and wanting to make sure that he doesn't ever return to the White House to take away their power. That's really what this is about.
I mean, but if they're willing to do all this, what aren't they willing to do? I mean, how do you secure a free and fair election? How do you watch everything?
Well, I think that's the whole point, right? When you look at the two-tiered system of justice, our prosecutors took an oath to protect and serve, not to undermine justice at every turn. Our Department of Justice is supposed to be America's top cop, not go after the pro-life dad or the pro-life grandma who's praying outside of an abortion center, not to go after the 81-year-old Army veteran who went to the wrong protest, not to go after, the parents speaking out at school board meetings because they don't like boys in their daughters' bathrooms, calling them domestic terrorists. And the list goes on and on and on. And, President Trump said, rightfully, they're coming after you, I'm just in the way. And we see it every single day when Alvin Bragg, Manhattan district attorney, comes after Trump that has criminals that he's letting out on the streets. It's very clear that his priorities are not really about upholding the oath to protect and serve. It's about fulfilling a campaign promise. And that's what we're seeing. That's what we're witnessing. And that's why people are moving in droves to President Trump.
Okay, well, I have stuck by my prediction. It will not be Joe Biden. Is that crazy?
I don't think it's crazy, but I don't totally agree. It was really interesting. Last night I tweeted there was an interview with Morning Joe, and he was talking about how every time he talks to a Biden campaign person, they're so calm. And they said, yeah, we know the polls are bad. And he said it's like they have 4 aces up their sleeve. And so let's be very clear. I don't think Joe Biden is the one that's making the policy decisions. He can't figure out which way is up at this point. There's definitely, a machine behind him. We listened to a call that the Democrats were having lately, and their motto is vote blue no matter who. So they are looking at a massive turnout operation, which is what AFW has created to rival the left.
Yeah.
We have to turn out our voters.
Well, that, and you've got 100,000 poll watchers and 500 lawyers ready to go. I mean, yeah, but I wouldn't send my poll watcher to West Virginia, right? You're going to send him to the Pennsylvanias, the Georgias. I mean, you want to Arizona, right. Just confirm that everything is free and fair. All right, who will Donald Trump's vice president be? Ashley, what do you think?
That's a great question. Well, I will say we have quite the bench compared to the left, and it makes me feel very, very honored to be a conservative instead of having to choose between a Gavin Newsom or Kamala Harris. I mean, I think you're seeing the names. You see Marco Rubio, Byron Donald, Elise Stefanik. We have so many choices on the bench. And talk about a diverse bench, too, like a truly diverse bench. But all of the people that have been talked about are true America First patriots. And I think there will be no daylight between them and President Trump and the policies that he's going to implement on day one.
Okay. All right, we'll see how this debate goes in the next week, huh? 10 days, I guess? All right, Ashley Hayek, how can people find you?
We are at AmericaFirstWorks.com, and if you want to sign up to be a poll watcher or a door knocker or a text messenger or whatever, you can do that on the website, AmericaFirstWorks.com, all spelled out. And we'd love to have any patriots. You can even call into other states. It's time. It's go time.
Appreciate your time, Ashley. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, 7:15. Diane Ducey, sports headlines.
12 innings, but St. Louis Cardinals come out on top, beating Miami 7-6. Here's your Redword recap.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. Last night, the Cardinals won in 12 innings, 7-6 over Miami. Mason Wynn hit a 2-run homer in the top of the 12th inning, but Dylan Carlson made the play of the game in the bottom of the 12th.
Nobody out. The 0-2 delivery is hammered into right field, and Carlson's able to catch it. We're going to have a play at the plate. The throw is on its way, and he is out at the plate. He threw him out. What a strike from Dylan Carlson in right field. Right on the money here in the bottom of the 12th inning.
And Ricky, we had so many plays. What a night.
A lot of heroes in the game. A good start by Sonny Gray. He deserved a victory. But we also had good work by Ivan Herrera driving in a couple of runs. Mason Wynn, the big fly, but also several smart defensive plays to go along with it.
The Cardinals try to make it 2 in a row in Miami, 3 in a row overall. They're over 500 by a game now. Lance Lynn will pitch tonight against Rod Munoz. We're on the air at 4:15.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
San Francisco beat the Cubs 7-6 yesterday. San Francisco is who the Cardinals will play on June 22nd.
Coming up.
And we've got a bust up the bush, baby.
Normally we'd worry about it 98 degrees and sunshine in St. Louis, but
not us.
We'll be in a suite.
Sweet.
And if you go outside to sit in the outside seats, you'll do that for a while, but that's in the shade.
Sure, you kind of rotate around.
Yeah, rotate, go get some more food and drinks. So
I don't know. Maybe I'll go on a fast for 24 hours because it's all you can eat and drink.
And Diane will be sleeping on the way home.
Yes.
Anyway, fun. Coming up this Saturday, we're leaving from First Christian Church. Thank you to their folks for letting us park there.
That's right.
Bus pick us up, leave at 9 a.m. That's right at Curtis and Staley in Champaign. And then hopefully get you back by 7 or 7.
I love it. 7:05 for the Cubs San Francisco game, heard on US 105.9 tonight. And Houston is in Chicago South Side to take on the White Sox at 7:10. NBA Finals had the Celtics win 106-88 over Dallas to win the title 4-1.
Rory McIlroy says he's stepping away from golf for a month.
Really?
He's going to back off for the next 3 tournaments. Going to try the British Open, but he needs to simulate what happened. Missing 2 putts in the last 3 holes within 4 feet. Okay, let's check your weather with meteorologist Greg Solier.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and Panhandle. Saturday, a little bit of a respite from the intensifying heat wave weather pattern across the Midwest and points on to the east and southeast. A little tropical moisture up aloft, generating some cloudiness and even a few spits and spells of light rain and shower activity for the morning and back in for the afternoon. Maybe a thunderstorm. Temperatures either side of the 90-degree mark a little more manageable. Humidity will climb further, though, on a south wind. Warm and muggy tonight with a stray thunderstorm this evening. Overnight lows down to 74. Here comes the heat and humidity tomorrow. And it's partly sunny skies. Slim chance for an isolated thunderstorm at 94. We'll top out on the first day of summer Thursday at 96 degrees. Hot and oppressively humid at 98 on Friday. Still hot Saturday at 97 with maybe a couple of late day thunderstorms. Showers, thunderstorms Sunday. We move into at least a drier air mass. Still warm temperatures Monday and Tuesday next week. High temperatures will top out in the mid to upper 80s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Members of Amazon's labor union in New York have voted overwhelmingly in favor of ratifying their affiliation with the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. The union says the vote was 98.3% in favor of joining. The Amazon labor union represents 5,500 Amazon warehouse workers at JFK 8, a facility in Staten Island, though the union's local one will have jurisdiction over all 5 of New York City's boroughs. Also, Amazon is looking to sign up seniors for its Amazon pharmacy service. The company says the RX Pass will now offer unlimited access to 60 eligible prescription medications for $5 a month. GameStop shares are down 1%. Its annual meeting offered more of the same strategy. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda, invested in you.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
Invest in yourself with free rewards checking from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little bit of money each month in fees, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National. They offer excellent annual percentage yields with no service fees or minimum balance. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, receive electronic statements, and have one direct deposit a month. It's as easy as that to maximize your money with a bank ready to invest in you. Learn more at FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Well, I made a mistake yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Got a warning that somebody had charged $200 to Best Buy.
Okay. So that made you curious.
Well,
and you clicked on it.
They referenced my bank.
But sometimes
looked legit, but I failed to see the area code. Anyway, it was a disaster.
Right. And sometimes they'll misspell something, Stevie.
They didn't. We looked it over. They didn't.
Okay.
No, it was and then they did a double authentication. Looked exactly like what it was pretty good. Benjamin told me, he said it was pretty good, and he might have fallen for it. So anyway, bottom line is, close that account. I started getting all these notifications that people were trying to get money out.
Oh, man.
So $400 later, we're investigating and all that.
Okay.
Just a pain. But the problem with these, I guess they're called white-collar crimes. They're just happening every single day.
I know it.
In Champaign-Urbana, I would presume over 100 people get hit every day, and they got to go deal with it with their bank. Fraud is huge.
Does
anybody ever get caught? If I'm pinging you from Hong Kong, am I going to get extradited? Right. No. So you just have to remember, if Netflix sends you, I turned off your service notice, don't click on it.
I know that.
Don't click on anything.
It's just like, what happens if this is a true warning and something is happening?
Call the bank.
I guess so.
You don't ever click on anything. And what happens is there's a rush of adrenaline. Hey, I didn't order that.
Right.
What receipt is this?
Oh no, what happened?
They sent me a receipt. You just don't click. Even no matter what it is, call the source, call your bank.
Yeah.
And say, is this legit? And they're going to tell you no. But it just, they get the best of us. They got me.
And it's been 3 months now, but my email was hacked and it said, an invoice or something from Stevie Jay Broadcasting. So a lot of my clients are curious about that. At least a half a dozen texts to me directly saying, hey, do we owe something? And I'm like, no, I was hacked. And you don't know how many people I email all the time are actually getting that. So you can't send out a warning. And then you also don't want people to be insecure about opening an email from you.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's and something happened half hour earlier on my computer, and that was essentially I was looking up stats for some of the polling in some of the different states. And so, boom. So I've got, you've got to have the firewalls, which we do. You got to have the antivirus, which we do. But there are nefarious people that are just trying to hurt you.
I just hate
Get information. Anyway, it's a bummer. Just be careful. And I wouldn't click on a darn thing until you're 100% sure it is legit. And when they send the email, look very closely at the email bar, because there's always a period or something that shouldn't be there.
Yes.
And that's what they do. They change it so Manilo, but I mean, it's just, you've got to be so careful. And that's just a shout out to all of you.
Well, and I want to say the Diane.Ducey at sjbroadcasting.com, the A was out of broadcasting. Sometimes there is a little bit of a misspelling. So it's too bad that people, can't work towards good in their life instead of being evil.
These are, it's not just Bob and Carol or whatever their names would be in other countries. This is a syndicate.
I know.
This is organized crime. They get a lot of money. I'm sure billions are extracted from these plans years ago, if somebody had broken a window in our car and taken something. And 3 days later, the police in Chicago said somebody dressed like Janet was trying to extract $8,000. They were 1 minute from catching them.
Wow.
It's still going to be superficial.
Sure.
You're not going to get the big dogs.
Sure.
These are very organized. Just be careful.
Well, and in this day and age of AI, I've never known anybody to get a call, but they could, try to extract money for, hijacking or,
They do that for kidnapping.
That's right, kidnapping.
And they call the grandparents.
That's right.
So bad. Well, look at it this way. They are breaking a commandment. They're going to have to answer someday to this stealing. Thou shalt not steal. And that's essentially what's happening here. All right, so how is it to say work with some of the, how can I say it kindly, younger people? We got that coming up next. You who are in the workforce that are hiring and things, you have a lot of stories to share because we know those stories. But it's
and you can chime in with that at 217-359-2255.
Yeah.
Our Fisher National Bank text line.
The internet is divided over whether Gen X doesn't know how to manage Gen Z. Gen Z is the younger ones, right?
Right.
Or whether the younger employees are just not cut out for the workforce. What does that mean? Are you paying for gas? Millennial boss Rachel Lynch took to TikTok to detail her recent experience at a sandwich shop where a Gen Z teenager was reportedly berated by her older boss. Lynch said that she placed an order with the young waitress who 15 minutes later admitted she'd forgotten the order she had taken. She said that the boss starts yelling at her, and the Gen Zer began crying and panicking. When she said that neither party was in the wrong, Lynch believes that bosses shouldn't react as harshly to the younger staff members. You need to learn to work with the young people, understand what they're going to react to.
It's not motivating to be yelled at. My friend Ken used to have a sign, the beatings will continue until the morale improves.
Yeah, that's right. No, listen, we've all probably had bosses that yelled at us, and I
know.
I sure didn't react well.
And in radio, it was a hotline, and I used to get the hotline ringing off to the side.
Yeah, my boss used to call the request line.
Okay, well.
Hey, how can I help you? Boom.
Yep,
Boom.
There's the critique.
Yeah. Right on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're back with that next. ESPN 93.5. There's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
I'm Stevie J. It's 7:30.
There she goes again. It might be out of here. 4 in a row for Musial.
The Cardinals host the Giants Saturday, June 22nd, and that day, 25,000 fans, 16 and up, will take home a popular 30-ounce Stanley Musial tumbler. This exclusive Cardinals beverage holder is stainless steel and comes complete with a handle, lid, and straw, courtesy of Coca-Cola and Quick Trip. Quench your thirst in style at Busch Stadium Saturday, June 22nd. For tickets and more details, go to cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Ozzie Smith, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. President Biden announces a new immigration policy today.
The executive order is designed to bring peace of mind and stability to Americans with mixed status families, an administration official says. Undocumented immigrants will be able to apply for lawful permanent residence if they are legally married to an American citizen and have lived in the U.S. continuously for at least 10 years.
Fox's Jared Halpern. The New Mexico village of Ruidoso is evacuated because of wildfire. The message, go now. Do not attempt to gather belongings or protect your home. Evacuate immediately. Celebrations in Boston.
Banner number 18 has been secured. The Celtics are NBA champions.
Boston Celtics win the NBA Finals, taking Game 5 of their best-of-7 series with Dallas, 106-88. The call there on ABC. Boston's 18th title breaks a tie with the LA Lakers for the most. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Champaign County Crime Stoppers looking for the public's assistance, helping Champaign police solve an armed robbery on May 30th. A food delivery driver arriving at 3rd and Clark Streets to complete a delivery. As the driver got out, 3 suspects walked up to him. One had a gun. They're described as Hispanics with face coverings. Anyone with information, call police. A newly unveiled master plan for the Illinois State Fairground showcases some proposed upgrades to its events, attendance, and revenue generation. Illinois Department of Agriculture and Community Foundation announcing the plans. The fairgrounds will build an on-site hotel, expand sales and marketing staff, creating a town square south of the Midway. Illinois is one of 10 states participating in a new program designed to improve access to mental health care. It's called the Certified Community Behavioral Health Clinic Medicaid Demonstration Program. There are 3 clinics in central Illinois that are awarded funding: in Decatur, Champaign, and Quincy. You're up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. Our weather this morning brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you that they're always looking to increase the team. And if you would like that opportunity to serve others in the health industry, go to carl.org/careers.
Well, again, every month, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. Hey, some cloudiness, a few sprinkles, and a couple of spotty showers around for this morning with some tropical moisture and cloudiness in off the Atlantic and the Gulf this far north. And responds to some active weather just off into areas of this western and southwestern Gulf of Mexico. That'll take aim, by the way, at some big rainfall over parts of Texas. Otherwise, just a hot and humid and intensifying weather pattern around here in the coming days. Up around 90, we can manage that for the day today. Skies turn partly sunny and a few drops of rain, a couple of brief light showers this morning, and maybe a thunderstorm in spots this afternoon. As well as this evening, we'll bottom out at 74 with a warm and muggy night. Tomorrow, quite hot and humid and a partly sunny sky, 94 with an isolated afternoon thunderstorm. Thursday outlook, first day of summertime, about 4 in the afternoon. Hot, very humid at 96 up to 98 Friday, 97 on Saturday with maybe some thunderstorm activity breaking out late. Showers and thunderstorms Sunday. We move into readings in the 80s, cooler, drier temporarily early next week. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Thank you, Greg. Hey, folks, this is the 18th. We have 12 days till the gate closes on our Name the Starting 5 contest. Very simple. Make your picks of the Fighting Illini basketball team starting 5 for its regular season opener next fall. If your 5 names are correct, you will be entered in chance for $3,000. If you're the only one that gets it right, you get $3,000. If there's 8 of you, then you have a drawing. If there's none of you, we'll draw the best one for $500. Have to be 21 or older. Complete details at steviejay.com. Happy to welcome an expert on getting through tough times. Speaker, podcast host, author of The Winds of Change. Dr. Julie Shannon speaks and writes to inspire others with real talk on real-life issues, sharing solutions and stories to encourage hope, community, and a renewed perspective. I'm going to like Julie Shannon. How are you?
I'm great. How are you this morning?
Everything I just read just told me this is going to have some energy, because you got to. Nobody's going to want to hear a Bob Ross speak, Julie. Come on, man.
Well, absolutely.
Okay,
You were right.
So we've got the Gen Z, Gen X, Gen 240. You lose track. Absolutely lose track. But I do know that our youngest Gen Z may or may not come and make that burrito for me today, right?
You know, I feel for Gen Z because I am the upper edge of Gen X, and I can recall being in high school and seeing headlines that talked about how selfish I was and what a slacker I was. And so I have great empathy for them, and I also know every generation has different upbringing and values, and we've just all learned different ways of life. And I feel like we really owe it to the younger generation to help them better integrate into the workplace. They've had a life in their formative years of staring at screens.
Well, that would be my first move. Okay, honey, put the phone down. Let's try this, okay? Look into my eyes. And then it's amazing. The communications, it's like piano lessons back in the day. This used to be talking lessons, speaking lessons. They're not interested in conversations. They'd rather text you.
And I believe that there's a part of them that just doesn't know. I mean, they don't know the basics of interaction. And I believe there's a responsibility on our part, a little further ahead, to just help them learn that, because to their credit, they've had screens. They've been formed by them. That's what they know. Yeah. And what we all knew was life without them. Yeah. And we were raised and taught, shake someone's hand, look them in the eye. Yeah. I think we just need to be intentional and go, okay, I might not understand where they're coming from, so let me be curious. Let me ask them questions. And on the flip side, the younger generation also needs to be willing to ask for help or be willing to be teachable.
Yeah, I'm receiving the constructive criticism, so to speak, but I don't know how willing they are. I mean, again, if you're dealing with the 17-year-old, I mean, hard to know the attitude they have, but chances are they feel pretty confident in some areas of their life and then horribly insecure in others. And I think
exactly.
it just again, they have to be willing. But if you hire somebody, man, I just love telling this story. It's a guy that owned a burrito shop, and he taught a guy how to make a burrito for 2 full days. And Monday, he called the guy and said, "Where are you?" And this guy said, "Dude, I moved." He left town.
Oh, my word.
And then we had another instance where the guy doesn't show up for the weekend and comes back Monday, and the general manager says, "Where have you been?" It's retail. And said, "I'm here to work." He said, "You missed everything. You're fired." And the guy goes back to the produce manager who he could talk to and said, "How do you know when you're supposed to work?" "I don't know, Julie. We're doing a bad job because nobody's training anybody." What the heck?
It's a communication failure.
Absolutely. There you go.
So
And I think that I wouldn't say we've allowed it. We haven't allowed it, but it is how it is. With social media, there's this illusion that we have community, that we have this instant access to the things that we need. And I think it's very misleading. I talk to people a lot about, do you really have community? You might follow a lot of people, they might follow you, but that's not necessarily community. That's not doing life together. I think we need to be more intentional to do life together. And yes, there are going to be some employees that just don't get it. And that's true of any age group. But I think there's a responsibility for the younger person, if you're listening. You want a job, go get your job, and then be willing to learn and be humble and respectful. And at the same time, those ahead of you in the company or your managers or mentors, we need to do more mentoring. I love this idea of, instead of managing people and being authoritarian, maybe we need to be more intentional and mentor and help them grow, because that's how it's usually been, apprenticeships and things like that. There's a layer of, I care about you, I'm going to give you dignity and respect as a person, so let's come alongside and let me help you learn this.
I feel like we should also talk about the phones. I know recently I've been saying to some of the young people I'm around, we're going to put our phones away now, but there'll be breaks where, we can bring them out and check out if there's any messages or something urgent we need to tend to. Just so I'm fully disclosing, I have expectations of you to focus on the task here for 45 minutes, and then we might take a 3-minute break for you to check your phone.
I think that's awesome because then that gives the expectation that you're not demanding it. You're not requiring me to give up my phone. You're just saying, hey, let's focus in right now, and we're going to take another break and set the time frame. I think that gives people security, too, when we have the expectations in place to go, okay, well, in 30 minutes, I'm going to get my phone back, but for right now, I need to focus. I actually did that 2 days ago with a young family member in the car together for a while, and the phone came out, and I don't see her that often because we don't live close by. And I said, hey, can we just have a no phone zone for a bit because I care about you, and I just want to hear about how your life is going.
Mm-hmm.
How'd that
and
go?
She looked at me, she goes, oh, sure.
Well, how was your life going?
Down.
Anything good come out of that?
It was great, and she's pretty young, but we had really rich conversation. But I think it's times like that, whether it's in the home with younger people just in life who are your neighbors or with coworkers, I think when we can set that stage, I love how you did that with the intentionality and then the time frame and the expectation, and that gives us confidence. I think those things will help build confidence because let's face it, irresponsibility and fear and maybe an inability to regulate emotions often comes from just pure fear.
I think the phone's pretty
and insecurity.
Phone's pretty amazing on the multitasking things you can do way more than you used to because you have access to all there. But I think net we're discovering it could be like the 1960s. Everybody smoked, and they figured, well, that's not so good for us.
Right.
I think the ramifications, I think they'll be far-reaching because of the lack of interest of really learning how to communicate and talk. I don't know how it's going to be in 50 years. Maybe the world leaders will be texting each other saying, man, dude, I'm not meeting with you unless you...
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
I just know that the value of eye to eye and taking care as in customer service and actually selling something, it's going to have to be genuine, authenticity, quality of all of that. Still, there's a place in the world for that. But I think we're raising a whole bunch of folks that aren't comfortable doing it and don't really want to learn. So you got that.
Well, and I think part of the interpretation of they don't really want to learn, probably, yes, there are some that just don't, because we have them at all ages, right? There are people like that of all ages and generations. But I also think that there are a lot of them, they want to learn and they don't know how.
Okay, well, if that's the case, they'll stand out. They'll be. I mean, you can go pick your job and then you'll get the best because you'll just go to the best place. It's like basketball players getting money. The best ones will get more money. The ones that can really communicate and say, I want to make your business better, oh my gosh, companies will stand in line to hire them and give them a lot of leeway because there are just not that many. It's unbelievable the stories I'm hearing about there. Unbelievable.
I know there are a lot, but I also want to say there are a lot, and the stories you shared, they're out there. And I also want to emphasize, I know a lot of younger people in their 20s, 20-somethings, 30-somethings, who are full-on responsible.
Yeah, sure.
So they're out there too.
They are.
So I just want to offer that too. It's not hopeless, and I think that we all, again, they have to be willing, and we have to be willing.
No, I agree
and
with
it's
that. Yep.
a compromise, and it's just an interweaving. But I think you're spot on. The eye-to-eye interaction is what we need.
I know we need to wrap up, but for me, volunteering and community service, I'm in the zone right now for a bunch of different festivals and 4th of July, and the fireworks are free, so it's hard to get people to donate because the economy is so tight and yada, yada, yada. But we really need volunteers and people to step up, and we're just not seeing that with the young people. They just don't feel it, but they expect to go and see fireworks.
Okay, here's a quick question. I know we need to wrap up. often what can help with that is in like specifically finding some younger people that you know and inviting them. The personal invitation, say, hey, come. If you haven't done this before, I just want you to come with me. It'll be great, and I'm going to be by your side, and we're going to go do it together. When people are invited,
it takes so much time, Julie.
I'd
rather just make a big post saying, email me.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate y'all caring. This is great.
Listen, the model of the world right now is Chick-fil-A. You go to the biggest church, you find the workers in that church, and you stack them with all Chick-fil-A stuff, and that formula works because guess what? There's some built-in morals and values and guidance and teaching, and parents are involved in all those things.
Yep.
Let's just get down to it. It's a crumbling of our family that's messed us up. There's no doubt.
Yeah, well, and they train their people well. You're right.
Yeah.
That's a great model.
It's a great model. How can people find Dr. Julie Shannon in Dallas?
Thank you so much for asking. So my website is drjulieshannon.com, and I'm on Instagram at Julie Shannon Official, so they can find me there. And they can find my books and all that information on my website.
Well, let's do what you say. Try and help, reach out, and hopefully they're receptive.
That's right.
Get her done. Thanks, Julia. Nice meeting you.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate
it's great to meet y'all. Have a good day.
You as well. Y'all down in Dallas. I love it. On the Talbot's Towing phone line, Dr. Julie Shannon. Let's check your sports headlines.
St. Louis Cardinals come out on top 7-6 over Miami in 12 innings. Here's your Redbird recap.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. Last night, the Cardinals won in 12 innings, 7-6 over Miami. Mason Wynn hit a 2-run homer in the top of the 12th inning, but Dylan Carlson made the play of the game in the bottom of the 12th.
Nobody out. The 0-2 delivery is hammered into right field, and Carlson's able to catch it. We're going to have a play at the plate. The throw is on its way, and he is out at the plate. He threw him out. What a strike from Dylan Carlson in right field. Right on the money here in the bottom of the 12th inning.
And Ricky, we had so many plays. What a night.
A lot of heroes in the game. A good start by Sonny Gray. He deserved a victory. But you also had good work by Ivan Herrera driving in a couple of runs. Mason Wynn, the big fly, but also several smart defensive plays to go along with it.
The Cardinals try to make it 2 in a row in Miami, 3 in a row overall. They're over 500 by a game now. Lance Lynn will pitch tonight against Rod Munoz. We're on the air at 4:15.
Oh, hey, 4:15.
Early. Yeah.
So the drive.
It's an hour.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good. Those guys
got some day games coming up, too.
They don't have any games between 7 and 9 in the morning, Stevie.
Well, there you go.
We could have the morning on.
Really?
By the way, tomorrow's Juneteenth.
Yeah, I think we got, tomorrow? I know UI shut and banks and post office probably.
Right.
Yeah.
So take a note of that. San Francisco over the Chicago Cubs 7-6. It's a 7:05 start over on US 105.9.
3-run homer in the ninth. The Cubs are up 6.
Wow.
Cubs are up 6-3 in the eighth. They were winning 6-3 in the eighth. Giants got 1 in the eighth and 3 in the ninth on a 3-run home run to beat them in Wrigley.
I think I heard Aiden talking about all that. He follows all this stuff late at night, and he'll run in, and Mom. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm going to sleep.
He tends to point the finger a little more on the fandom stuff.
He does.
He's a Cardinal fan. Diane's a Cub fan.
Yeah. Houston at Chicago. It's a 7:10 start. NBA Finals. The title goes to the Celtics with a 106-88 win over Dallas. Winning that series 4-1, 18th NBA title as they passed the Lakers with that. I'm sure the Celtics fans were happy about that. NHL action has Game 5 tonight. Florida Panthers are up 3-1, and they'll be taking on Edmonton at 7 o'clock tonight.
All right, we'll check Dr. Todd and his veterinarian view here in just a moment. It is Tuesday, right?
Yes, if you have any questions about your animal, 217-359-2255.
All right, speaking of Juneteenth, Urbana Park District brings us our weather.
And they do not have their neighborhood nights tomorrow. Every Wednesday, 6:30 to 8, with the exception of tomorrow, you can catch local talent on stage. It'll be June 26th at Victory Park on Green Street with the Americana tunes from Keith Harden. Check it out on the 26th. urbanaparks.org for details.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and Panhandle. Saturday, a little bit of a respite from the intensifying heat wave weather pattern across the Midwest and points on to the east and southeast. A little tropical moisture up aloft, generating some cloudiness and even a few spits and spells of light rain and shower activity for the morning and back in for the afternoon. Maybe a thunderstorm. Temperatures either side of the 90-degree mark a little more manageable. Humidity will climb further, though, on a south wind. Warm and muggy tonight with a stray thunderstorm this evening. Overnight lows down to 74. Here comes the heat and humidity tomorrow. And it's partly sunny skies. Slim chance for an isolated thunderstorm at 94. We'll top out on the first day of summer Thursday at 96 degrees. Hot and oppressively humid at 98 on Friday. Still hot Saturday at 97 with maybe a couple of late day thunderstorms. Showers and thunderstorms Sunday. We move into at least a drier air mass. Still warm temperatures Monday and Tuesday next week. High temperatures will top out in the mid to upper 80s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting Capital, just Greg Solier.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Illini pizza fans, Jets Pizza has been making the best pizza on the planet for 40 years. They've always been committed to quality, like hand-pressed dough, fresh mozzarella, and sauce made from Mama Jet's secret family recipe. All baked to perfection. It takes more work, but take one bite and you'll get it. Right now, enjoy 3 types of pepperoni with the new Triple-Roni Pizza for just $16.99. And this is a limited-time deal, so visit jetspizza.com. And don't forget to flavorize your crust for free, like their famous Turbo Crust. Jets, better because it has to be.
All right, ESPN 93.5. It is Tuesday. We like calling Dr. Todd Likens the Pet Pro. He's at Madison Kirby in Champaign. Man, it's hot. And if you have a Prius and you run in somewhere and you leave the car on, people might think you got dogs in the car. How do we do that, Todd?
Well, about 80 degrees, I think it's about time to just say no. Don't think about taking your pets with you in the car.
Just cut it off at 80?
I think that's a safe number. And, it's just, through the years, I always said, this temperature and that and everything. But I think it's an easier answer just to make a blanket. Let's say no to 80 degrees. Don't take your dogs for walks on the hot pavement so they can burn their feet. Don't take them out for exercise. Do the walks early, late. That's when you want to feed them anyway. They don't eat well when it's really hot. Yeah. So, and your cars, I think it's just, let's just say 80 degrees and higher, let's don't do it.
Okay, and as far as if you left your dog in the car, even if the window's cracked at 98 degrees, how many minutes before they die? It's just a few.
It's not long. Yeah. It's not long. It's less than 10.
Man,
so
man,
I think it's just I've gone to let's just make it easy. Let's just say no.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because I just I hope I would
I've
freak
seen
out
some
if
social media posts over the weekend.
That people had dogs in the car,
and
left them went in.
They called the police and.
But did they get there in time?
I don't know.
Do you break the window? I don't know what you did. It'd be horrible.
I know.
I mean, it's just we got to be so cognizant. And you mentioned the concrete when they go on a walk. It's pretty hot.
Oh yeah, they can burn their pants real easy. If you just put your hand on it, you'll get a feel for what it does. You can fry an egg; it's too hot for their feet.
And just go get 4 layers of your clothes on for winter and walk out in something like that. Man, they got fur too. Man.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another reason for getting your dogs groomed. There's so much good hair. If they look real poofy, that hair needs to come out so their hair coat can properly protect them from both the sun and from the heat.
Yeah, and we need a lot of water these days too, right?
Yep, water's always important.
Yeah.
I think we're on the downturn for the cicadas, but I did hear some people talking about, my dog likes to chase after. I allow about 2 a day.
What the heck?
Yeah, I think we're finally cicada free. We're so happy. We were keeping our dogs in through the day because they would go out there and eat them, and no matter what you do, they eat them so fast. We were having dogs vomit up 20, 30 of them at a time. It was crazy.
I mean, but they must have a taste or something, because, I mean, they wouldn't eat it. I don't get it.
I think it's the noise they make when they're stressed. They make a real shrill noise that's loud. And I think that attracts the dogs.
Okay, how do we get our dogs groomed with Dr. Todd Likens, the pet pro, Madison, Kirby, and Champaign?
Hey, and we'll find a way if you text us at 217-355-5051.
Thank you, my friend. Always a pleasure.
All right, see you guys.
See ya. And you have to call Dr. May Berenbaum, entomologist extraordinaire, and say, why didn't I not see one cicada? I didn't see one cicada.
So when I went out to Eli Field in Monticello, I was taking pictures of them with the RC Fest because I was excited about seeing them, but haven't seen any in my hometown of Tolono.
I haven't seen any in Champaign.
And I live across the street from a wooded area on Walnut in the old part of town.
Seen one in Philo, haven't seen one in Champaign. I'm happy.
And I see a lot of netting over some young trees for fear that the cicadas could,
They don't eat those. They do nothing.
I don't know.
They just get eaten.
But I've seen...
They die. They breed and they die.
Okay.
They might chew on a root or two. But
I don't know, but there's a lot of netting over trees I'm noticing.
That's misinformation.
Okay.
I think.
We did get, speaking of information, 359-2255. There's no doubt that Joe Biden is incapable of handing office of the president, but real people to blame are the Democratic Party and Dr. Jill Biden. I would hope my wife would say this is not happening.
Well, my wife, whose birthday is today,
Happy birthday,
if you
Janet.
know my wife Janet, text her or do something because you know how amazing she is. She wouldn't let me. Totally no. Are you kidding?
I mean, we have kind of a truce on the radio here of when we start to get a little senile and not make sense anymore.
Well, I just need somebody to tell me I'm really...
We need to pull the plug on the show.
I mean, it's like, anything. You don't want to do something you can't do too long, because then it's like, why would you allow your husband to walk out there like that? Don't you? I mean, do you want power that bad?
But it could be that it snaps on and off. That
it
maybe
could
he's
be that
fine
that's what
setting
happens.
Up into the...
Clark Lindsey has the same issue.
I know.
Snaps on and off, man. It's just age. That's all it is. It's a sad situation, but you don't let him be president. If anybody that you wouldn't allow to dog sit your dog, you can't have be president. Can we just agree on that?
Mm-hmm.
No. Would you let them drive your children anywhere? Would you let Joe Biden drive your children, my adult children? No. Anybody. Would you get in a car with Joe Biden driving the car?
Okay.
That's pretty clear. That's a litmus test.
Yes.
Would you allow them to dog sit your puppy? No. Why? Well, I don't know. I think they'd forget about it. Okay. Would you let them drive any child you love or any person you love in a car? No. I think that's pretty simple. And you're saying that they're okay to be president? I'm just saying I'm going to stand by it. He's not going to be the guy. So maybe it'll be, what somebody suggested this wild. What if Joe Biden told Kamala Harris, thank you, but got to pick somebody else? What if Joe Biden said, my vice presidential choice is Hillary Clinton? Hillary would be president. There's no way he's doing 4 years. He'd step down or something.
That's interesting.
Oh, my. Oh, okay. 217 texter says, I had two at my house. Trees,
when it comes to cicadas?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trees in Southwest Champaign are newly planted on farmland, so the only ones we see came from other areas.
And here's another one. Female cicadas can damage young trees by cutting slits into their branches to lay eggs.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for that, Mary.
Thank you for the smart person who netted their tree that I didn't. All right, the news coming up. Text in if you're on the Fisher National Bank. Text line 217-359-2255. The news coming up. It's coming up on a minute till 8.
Relax. Call back 217-359-7293.
Every month at Stevie Jay Broadcasting, we celebrate police, brought to you by MX Electric. Today from the Champaign County Sheriff's, it's Deputy Derek Rasmussen. What do you think makes a good deputy?
I think life experience helps a lot. You can do all the training you want, all the book work you want, but life experience and just having a good handle on things and some empathy at times.
Yeah. Especially, Derek, on the mental health issues we're seeing these days.
Yeah, so mental health was, I was an EMT before a cop, and the mental health calls are some of my favorite. I always said that the traumas were easy. Do your best to stop the bleed until you get to a surgeon. There's not much you're going to do in the the field for it. But mental health, you actually get to deal with from the beginning and try to make a difference before they get to a doctor. Try and resonate with them, and figure out what the real issue is, and let them know that there's always tomorrow.
Relax, call back 217-359-7293.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
They are American adversaries and allies. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Russian President Vladimir Putin will soon arrive in North Korea for a 2-day visit, thanking leader Kim Jong-un in person for supporting Russia in Ukraine. The U.S. says North Korea has given them weapons and ammo, while NATO keeps arming Ukraine. The alliance's leader, Jens Stoltenberg, is in Washington for talks and just told Fox.
President Putin has to realize that Ukraine will remain a democratic, independent country in Europe. And the only way to convince him about that is to demonstrate for him that he will not win on the battlefield.
And Ukraine has just hit a Russian oil facility, setting it on fire.
Speaking anonymously, a Ukrainian official said drones were used to conduct a long-range strike, an attempt to hamper Russia's war infrastructure carried out by Ukraine's security service, the SBU. Ukraine has increased the number of airstrikes on Russian soil in recent months.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. President Biden will issue an executive order today
that is going to give spouses of U.S. citizens who are not U.S. citizens themselves a pathway to citizenship. We have some details here. You have to be married to a U.S. citizen. You have to have lived in the U.S. for at least 10 years.
And Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House. The New York Post reports a migrant who came to the U.S. illegally in 2021 from Ecuador has been arrested, suspected of raping a 13-year-old girl in a New York City park last week. Summer doesn't arrive till Thursday, but it already feels like July.
Stay indoors. Stay with your air conditioning. If you don't have AC, go to a library, a government building, or a cooling center near you.
Governor Kathy Hochul in New York, where it'll top 95 degrees this weekend and feel like more than 100 from there up to Maine. Heat advisories or warnings from Missouri to Delaware. We just got an update on the economy showing we're hesitant spending money. Retail sales rose less than expected last month, just 0.1%. That's better than the decline in April as we deal with inflation and high interest rates. America's listening to Fox News.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
When you use Bounce dryer sheets and your clothes look amazing, it's the sheet. Less static in your life? Yeah, it's the sheet. Smelling fresher than ever? It's the sheet. Oh, so soft fabric? Ooh la la. It's the sheet. Less wrinkles on your clothes? You know it's the sheet. Bounce dryer sheets. More freshness, more softness. Less static, less wrinkles. It's the sheet.
President Biden will raise a lot more money tonight for his re-election campaign. 20 weeks before we vote, former President Clinton will join him, and so will Hillary Clinton as the Biden campaign airs a new commercial branding former President Trump a convicted criminal. He'll campaign in Wisconsin, where the Trump nomination will come at the Republican convention next month.
Former President and GOP presumptive nominee Donald Trump with a rally in Racine, Wisconsin at the city's Festival Park, where the Trump campaign says he'll discuss how Bidenomics has failed the great people of Wisconsin, creating suffering for families as prices soar. The former president did a similar message last month at a stop to Waukesha. The Biden administration also with several recent stops to the battleground state that's considered crucial in the 2024 vote, and where the winners of the last two presidential elections were decided by less than 1%. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
A robbery is under investigation in California. The victim? a member of the Secret Service.
Tustin police say they responded to a call about a robbery in a residential area Saturday, finding an off-duty U.S. Secret Service member had his bag stolen at gunpoint. Explaining the unnamed victim discharged his weapon, but it's unknown whether the suspect or suspects were injured. Officials say they've located some of the victim's belongings, noting a 2004 to 2006 silver Infiniti FX35 or similar vehicle was seen leaving the scene, and asking anyone with information to come forward. President Biden raising $30 million at a Los Angeles fundraiser Saturday. Tustin is in Orange County, south of L.A. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
They are celebrating in Boston after the Celtics won another NBA championship, their 18th title, which is an NBA record. Boston beat the Dallas Mavericks 106-88 in Game 5 of the finals last night to win it. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, people gathered Saturday to celebrate. Mattoon Fire was called out for a house fire Sunday night at a two-story single-family home. Had fire showing from the west side. The bulk of the fire was on the outside, with probable extension into the residence due to the door to the interior being open. It was later determined that the two occupants were able to escape prior to the arrival of the fire department. The special birthday of a landmark in Urbana, the Urbana Free Library turning 150. City wanted to honor the library's history, so they invited the Champaign-Urbana community to be a part of the festivities. For the party, the library had a pianist, cake, and craft activities. Champaign County Crime Stoppers looking for the public's assistance, helping Champaign police solve an armed robbery on May 30th. A food delivery driver arriving at 3rd and Clark Streets to complete a delivery. As that driver got out, 3 suspects walked up to him. One had a gun. The suspects described as 2 males and a female, all Hispanic with short, thin builds and all wearing face coverings. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
82? Is that what he is? Holy mackerel. No, that's not what I want. Where'd that come from? That's Nathaniel's son's thing.
It sure is.
How did I even do that?
I don't know, Stevie. It is June 18th, though. And this guy is 82. Name that guy.
You know this one, don't you, Soye?
Yeah, he has a impressive title in front of his name.
Yeah, sir.
Right?
Sir. Sir Paul
Yes,
McCartney,
sir.
82. Did he ever... His hair has to be... Right? Nobody has that.
Never really figured it out.
Yeah, it looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Paul McCartney's 82. My wife Janet is Philo's zip
Ringo,
code.
then, by the way.
What's that?
How old does that make Ringo?
Ringo's like
Star. How old is he?
85. I think he's older.
Right.
Yeah. And then George is dead and John Lennon's dead. So
yeah.
McCartney. I think Ringo's older. Maybe at the Assembly Hall when he was State Farm, whatever. He was 85 or something. Anyway, my wife is Philo's zip code today. Pretty exciting. Her birthday too.
Yeah, Ringo is 83.
Oh, I thought he was older. Anyway, 82 is the new 60. Hey, how about that? Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that number.
All right, meteorologist Greg Sollier has joined us now with a peek at very summer-like weather. What is a good summer song? We played, hot fun in the summertime. Sly and the Family. What's another good summer song?
Well, I was thinking of Hot Child in the City from
some
Nick Gilder.
Some seals. It's a little soft, but some seals and crops.
Summer Breeze.
Summer Breeze. Yeah.
That'll be up right after you tell me what we're doing today in Central. Are we getting any rain coming or no?
Yeah, well, we have, and there's a few sprinkles maybe around areas, so kind of either side of the Philo-Sydney area. It's actually raining steadily with a couple of showers around Indianapolis, enough to maybe dampen up the pavement into parts of Vermilion County off to the east towards Danville. And maybe a few drops around east of Sydney, maybe south of Tolono, around Pasodum at the current time, and Ogden, St. Joe, and that is it. Otherwise, just sort of a moderately warm and humid day's worth of weather. The cloud cover you can kind of teleconnect all the way down to the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. That's going to be a system, by the way, that will materialize and bring some significant rain into parts of southern and western Texas here in the coming days. Otherwise, out the door this morning. Pardon me, 77 now over at Willett and Savoy. Dew point at 70. South breeze is sure going to help, along with some mixed skies as the day wears on. That'll keep temperatures a little more in check with a high around 90, with again a few sprinkles of rain around this morning and maybe a stray shower thunderstorm in a couple of spots this afternoon. And evening time, overnight lows for tonight are muggy. Overnight lows to 74 with maybe a stray shower thunderstorm this evening. Tomorrow the heat builds back in from the east. And the weather's kind of backing up a little bit. The hot ridge with a high near 94. Partly sunny, a smaller chance for a stray shower thunderstorm in the late afternoon, early evening. Muggy with 70s tomorrow night. Thursday, summertime clocks in 3:51 in the afternoon. Hot and humid and sunny and 96. Rubber stamp at 98 Friday, 97 Saturday with maybe a thunderstorm late. A stormy Sunday with a high around 91. We've temporarily cool into the 80s with lower humidity Monday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
I think you and I are doing the same thing. I'm on like day 9 of a cold, and it's man.
I made it through COVID, thank goodness. Thank the good Lord, knocking my head and all that wood. Fine, and then this thing just came out of nowhere like about 10 days ago.
Yeah,
feel
me
great,
too.
much better, but the voice just comes and goes like this.
I hear you, baby. All right, cue the band. Oh, yeah. Seals and Cross here.
Yes. 1972.
Whoa, 50.
What do they call this? Yacht rock, right?
Yeah, I love that. Yacht rock radio. Make sure you have your sweater on.
Where's my deck shoes at?
Yeah. Hey, appreciate it, partner. Thank you.
See you around.
That's Greg Solier, meteorologist.
Little light is shining through the window.
Seals and Cross were pretty popular in the early 70s.
Sure were.
I interviewed Dan Seals.
Okay.
England Dan and John Ford Cole. Remember that?
I do.
Yeah. Nights Are Forever Without You.
Love that one.
He was in the studio with me once.
Okay.
And we were in a break, and he said, my brother, what was his brother? The brother who did this, but it's Dan Seals and I can't remember the Seals that sang in this one. Anyway, so my brother says we need at least $5 million to just make it, just to live off it. That was back in in the 80s. They thought they needed $5 million to sustain themselves. Just money wasn't going as far, back in the 80s and stuff. And he did County Fair, I think, then. He had a hit, too.
James Eugene Seals and Daryl George Dash Crofts. I don't think I would have got that.
What was the first Seals name? Jim?
Jim
Seals, okay. And I knew Dan Seals a little better with England Dan, John Ford Cole. All the music of the 70s. 50 years ago. That's nuts.
It's crazy.
When we were living in the 70s, and you go 1919, you're going, that's forever ago. Well, the 70s now are 1919 based on 2024. It's that far away. From 1918 to 1971 is the same as 2024, 1971. It's just the same span.
Right.
50, 60 years. Wow. Oh, man.
That's perspective there.
It's just, the time, it's just unbelievable. I don't know. I mean, you look in the mirror and you go, I don't really feel that old, but I look old.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, we're doing fine.
It's just take advantage. We get 700,000 hours in our life. That's approximate. And many of us are kind of on the backside of that. So anyway, it's all good. Just keep moving.
Yes.
Just don't sit down. And you don't get up. All right, jump to some sports here at 8:13 on this Tuesday. This is June 18.
And we had a Cardinal win yesterday, 7-6. Looking forward to our bus trip to Busch. It was really, talking to more people about this bus trip, Stevie, on June 22nd.
Yeah.
We're leaving at 9 from First Christian Church off Staley and Church Street. Or is it Curtis Road?
Curtis Road and Staley.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll probably be back by 7 p.m. because it's a 1:15 start against the San Francisco Giants. So go Cardinals. And
key here is that it's it's going to be 98 degrees. And you can wear pants and a long sleeve shirt if you want. You'll probably be warm if you go outside to sit in our private seats.
Yes.
But if you hang around the TV at the bar, you stay inside if you want to. Yeah, those usually kind of people go in and out and kind of switch back and forth. But with the temperature the way it is, you'll watch for a while. There's TVs on our seating area too, so you can watch where the pitch goes and pitcher got it in the little box or not.
I don't think I've ever been to a game without walking at least the whole Busch Stadium, going into the gift shop. I just take it all in.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, you go to all the fun games. There's batting cages and things like that.
That's right.
You want to try and walk around, Ballpark Village. It's just going to be really warm, obviously, 90-some degrees when we get there. And but anyway, I do have 2 tickets remaining. That's it.
In case you want to text in bus 359-2255 and join us on Saturday. Be spontaneous, you and a Cardinal fan, or for that matter, a Giants fan. The Brewers on top of the NL Central 42-30 on the win-losses, and the Cardinals are second at 36-35.
Well, interestingly, with all the amazing dissent on Cardinal fans complaining, the Cardinals are in the playoffs as of today.
Right.
They're actually not even the third team. They're the second team in. Mm-hmm. The Giants are in. I mean, if you finish 82-80, you might be in the playoffs. I think that's all it's going to take.
So much even. Like the Pirates are next at 35-37, and the Reds 34-38, and then the Cubs 34-39.
Yeah, I know. You got to get it going. The Reds and the Cubs got to get her going.
I failed to mention your Cincinnati Red shirt that you got for Father's Day with number 26 Hurtubise on the back.
Pretty cool.
So,
Love that.
Did Jacob come through for that, or just everybody?
It was the kids.
Okay.
All the kids, including probably Jacob.
Okay.
Chipped in on that maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I love it.
It was bright red. He certainly turned some heads.
Yeah.
And the Reds are doing well, and Jacob keeps playing.
He's on the team.
Okay.
You never know in this business. But he remains with the team now over a month, which is unbelievable. Because a lot of times you'll pop up and then go back and, Anyway, they got a game tonight. He won't play today, at least start today, because the lefty pitches are the Pirates. And usually left on left, they don't like that matchup. It's all analytics. They know that the guys do better with the opposite hand pitching. So if you're a really good hitter as a righty, you'll get the left-handed starts. But most pitchers are right-handed. So you probably get more play if you're a left-handed hitter, and the Reds have a lot of left-handed hitters, including Jacob. So,
well, we'll have Lance Lynn on the mound with a 4:15 first. No, that's the pregame.
Pregame.
Then we'll have the action here on ESPN 93.5.
5:05.
5:05. Thank you. San Francisco over the Cubs 7-6. Pulled it out in the bottom of the ninth. Then yesterday, right on US 105.9.
Top of the ninth.
A
3-run home run. The Cubs are up 6-3 in the eighth.
Oh,
you want to win those, but Giants come from behind.
7:05 start on US 105.9. Houston's in Chicago's South Side to face the White Sox at 7:10. Celtics over Dallas 106-88 to take the title. That's their 18th NBA title, so they've passed the LA Lakers.
I think the draft is a week from tomorrow. It's always fun to watch the NBA draft.
I bet Terrence Shannon Jr. is just training up a storm and just really enjoying that weight off his shoulders.
He's done all that. Now they're talking to him and figuring out where he fits and the team's needs. But I wouldn't be shocked if he's in the top 20.
Right.
Good guaranteed money. What the ordeal that Terrence Shannon went through. He, not guilty of all charges. Innocent. And can you imagine that weight on your shoulders for 9 months? Nothing was dismissed. It went to trial. He was found not guilty in 90 minutes of deliberation, which is no time at all. Just wasn't any evidence. So good for Terrence. And again, he played spectacular basketball considering all that was going on.
Marcus Domas Newcomer Award yesterday with Darja Sapova. So congratulations to them, Division of Intercollegiate Athletics, on some awards that were handed out. And NHL Stanley Cup action tonight. Edmonton's at Florida. Panthers lead that series 3-1. It starts at 7.
Okay. The draft, I guess NBA is just more interesting because you recognize a lot of the early players, certainly. And basketball, you see their faces. Football, of course, you don't. And so when the NFL draft comes along, you have no idea what these guys look like. College basketball, pretty high visibility. But the top guy, I mean, you make a whole bunch of money. Obviously, if you're in the top 10 even. But top 30, it's all guaranteed. All that money's guaranteed. I remember Ayo Dosunmu went in the second round of the Bulls, and he got $2.8 million for his first 2 years, which isn't chump change. It's decent money.
Well, I just pulled up Atlanta Hawks' Donovan Clingan, UConn player, is predicted to be the center to go first. Washington Wizards are predicted to grab someone from France, Alex Sars.
This is an international game now. I mean, we're talking about, I heard somebody on ESPN yesterday said he didn't think the Americans would necessarily win the gold anymore in basketball. Women will, but not about the men.
Okay.
Weather brought to you by Busey for over 150 years. Member, FDIC.
Again, every month, let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Hey, some cloudiness, a few sprinkles, and a couple of spotty showers around for this morning with some tropical moisture and cloudiness in off the Atlantic and the Gulf this far north. In response to some active weather just off into areas of this western and southwestern Gulf of Mexico. That'll take aim, by the way, at some big rainfall over parts of Texas. Otherwise, just a hot and humid and intensifying weather pattern around here in the coming days. Up around 90, we can manage that for the day today. Skies turn partly sunny and a few drops of rain, a couple of brief light showers this morning, and maybe a thunderstorm in spots this afternoon. As well as this evening, we'll bottom out at 74 with a warm and muggy night. Tomorrow, quite hot and humid, and a partly sunny sky, 94 with an isolated afternoon thunderstorm. Thursday outlook, first day of summertime, about 4 in the afternoon. Hot, very humid at 96, up to 98 Friday, 97 on Saturday, with maybe some thunderstorm activity breaking out late. Showers and thunderstorms Sunday. We move into readings in the 80s, cooler, drier temporarily early next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Americans held back on spending last month. Retail sales in May rose just 0.1%, a smaller increase than expected. Excluding autos, retail sales declined 0.1%. And the two previous months were revised lower, showing a decline in both March and April. Fisker, the company that makes the Ocean electric SUV, has filed for bankruptcy protection after burning through cash and defaulting on a debt payment. It is selling its assets. Amazon employees at JFK 8, a warehouse in Staten Island, New York, have overwhelmingly voted to join the Teamsters Union. Dealer chain America's Car-Mart reported weaker earnings for the recent quarter. Sales declined. The company says high interest rates are cutting into car buying. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
I'm Charles Payne. Listen to my Unstoppable Prosperity podcast so I can get you making money right now. Whether stocks are hitting new all-time highs or in free fall mode, opportunities abound. So why are so many potential investors still sitting on the sidelines? In a new season of my podcast, I'm going to get you in the game. After 38 years on Wall Street, I'm ready to impart some lessons and get you invested in the greatest wealth-generating machine in history. Listen anytime, everywhere at foxbusinesspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Look at that. Look at it. A pile of junk, a stack of rubbish, some buckets of yuck. Are you tired of looking at it? 2 Minute a Junk Truck is available for junk removal or dumpster rentals to get rid of your heap of muck, accumulations of dreck, and mountains of cast-offs. Go to 2minuteajuncktruck.com and schedule your time. Let us help you make room for what matters most. 2minuteajuncktruck.com for your junk removal and dumpster rentals.
What is it? What do you see? What do you hear? I see our friend everywhere I look. I hear his voice spoken through others, spoken in a little child's laughter, spoken in a magnificent sunset painted in the sky, or his voice spoken when someone praises his name. We have this best friend for eternity who has the control. He has the whole world in his hands, and he offers forgiveness of all wrongs, offers healing, guidance, hope for today, hope for tomorrow, and all eternity. But his most valuable gift, unconditional love. And allow me to introduce Jesus Christ, our Savior, our salvation, our friend. Just reach out. Jesus will put his arms around you and offer comfort, strength, and courage for all eternity. He only asks for your love. willingness to help others, and a dedicated commitment to walk with Him. It is really that simple. Live a life with hope.
8:23 in the Cub game last night.
Yeah.
Not an excuse, but Manny, what's the guy's name?
Oh, the official?
The umpire, Manny Gonzalez, missed the season-high 27 calls.
Ooh, man.
In other words, the ball wasn't on the square.
Yeah.
And
on the strike zone.
All you can do, I think, as a player is just be swinging. You know, it's not a ball tonight, it's a strike. And so you at least know that. He looked pretty consistent calling guys out from both teams. But when the umpires, you know, I know the square isn't supposed to be exact, but if it's 2 inches off or 3 inches off, that's pretty far off. So these umpires get graded every night. You know, every night what the umpire did, how many calls he missed.
Mm-hmm.
And in AAA, they have a system where you can challenge the ball and strike. You get 3 challenges a game. And Jacob in AAA had played with that, and I loved it. I thought it was great because, you know, you say that just wasn't a strike. You go check the monitor.
Yeah.
If it's not touching the square, it's a ball. Touching the square, nobody complains.
Right.
And there's no managers coming out kicking dirt on anybody because they'll be embarrassed if that's what happened. They have the replay. So I hope in major leagues, the issue with the automatic strike zone, the umpire calls it the same. You don't even know. He gets a little beep in his ear if there's, you know, if it's a strike or a ball. He's just relaying the information, but he doesn't call it. The issue is guys can crouch a little lower and make the strike zone a little tighter because they can get low with their knees.
Oh.
So it can be inconsistent player to player, whether you're short or tall.
I see.
So there's that inconsistencies, I suppose, based on the...
Manuel Gonzalez is 44, but you're right. This is one of the trending stories about Giants announce openly critiquing horrific strike call. It's been one of those games. Here's an umpire takes terrible strike call on Patrick Wisdom.
Yeah, there was a lot, but I saw some for the Giants too. But it's very aggravating, and you're really a refined hitter, and you know the strike zone, the balls and strikes. I think I'd mentioned this, that Jacob had challenged one in AAA at the beginning of the season, and he pointed down like that was low, and it was low all right by 0.6 inches. He's got half an inch. He knew the strike zone so well. They absolutely knew that was low, and it was half an inch low. I mean, half an inch. To know the zone that well is crazy. Man. Some guys are good. Matt Carpenter, he's still with the Cardinals. He's a guy that's always been, there's a lot of guys that really know the strike zone, and it really hurts you when, you know, there's a lot of difference between 2 and 2 and 3 and 1. If it's 3 balls, 1 strike's a whole lot different than 2 balls. And if you get that call, and some of the veteran pitchers, if they're getting the edges, good luck. Because they'll just keep hitting the edges and don't necessarily have to throw a good pitch. By the way, this Paul Skeens that pitched against the Reds last night, yikes. He's the guy that somebody had said, well, Paul, you're 21 years old and you throw 102 miles an hour, but they're going to adjust to you. How will you handle that? And he went, they can try. Good luck.
Uh-oh.
And that kind of is not the answer.
You don't be cocky about it.
The answer to that would be simply to say, you know, I know we're playing against the best players in the world, and I'll just have to evolve. And just say why would you? Anyway, he's really good.
He's 22. He played for LSU.
22 or 21?
22. His birthday was May 29th.
He announced last night he's 21. Yeah, he's really old now.
I mean, he's 3 weeks away from being 20.
No, he's 22.
He is 22.
He's older. Anyway, he's good. The Pirates have an ace. There's no doubt about it. And most all fireballers go to Tommy John surgery and miss a year.
Yeah.
That's pretty typical. But the Pirates are way better. Pirates have a manager that's from Southern Illinois. So he's really built that to where they're a decent team right now.
Okay.
All right, we'll see if the Cardinals can beat the Marlins again today. We'll have that on ESPN 93.5. We'll see if the Cubbies can beat those Giants. Cardinals and Giants again on our bus trip this Saturday. Leave 9 o'clock from First Christian Church, and we hope to get you back. I know there's going to be some scattered showers around. We don't want any rain delays. Going to be certainly hot, and we're in our suite. So nice to go to a ball game, because if you're sitting outside in that, and if you're in the sun, it's just not even doable.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be a lot of empty seats because nobody's going to be able to sit in the sun.
We've had bus trips to Busch that have been out in the heat. I can remember just baking that one game.
Well, we took 3 buses,
Right.
and we were in the upper deck with the bright sunshine in our face. That was Memorial Day, I think.
I think it was.
And
you know what? I think we did a veteran from around
Yes.
here who was nominated to do the first pitch on that game.
That is correct. We did. She threw from the mound.
That's right.
She did not throw, and she threw a strike.
I love it.
That was really, really fun. All right, 217-359-2255. You want to jump in on the Fisher National Bank text line? All of our guests appear on the Tapman's Joint phone line.
We did have a comment since we were bringing up some tunes from back in the day. I was born in 71. The thing that blows me away, I was born 30 years after Pearl Harbor. When we think of World War II, it's a long time ago, but I was born 30 years after World War II started for the United States.
Doesn't seem like
I remember things like 30 years ago like they were yesterday.
No, I know. I get it.
We can relate.
We can totally relate. All right, and again, make your picks of the Fighting Illini basketball team starting 5. You could win $3,000. It is to magnify the craziness of college basketball, and that you can't count on your guys from last year because they left.
So the Will Riley announcement will come on the 23rd.
Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So Will Riley's another guy that could come to our team. At what point, though, do you have all these guys coming in that they all expect to play, and you can't play 11 or 12? You can play 8 or 9, maybe 10. But will Dre Gibbs Longhorn start? Will Ty Rogers start? I don't know. But what's cool about this competition is Brad Underwood, the head basketball coach at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, he doesn't know.
He might be paying attention to what you say when you visit StevieJay.com.
No, I'm sure he is. All right, news coming up. It's 8:30.
At Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people with amazing service, great design advice, and unbeatable selection and the best prices in town. It's the perfect time to update your home with waterproof flooring, carpet, hardwood, tile, and more. Then complete your rooms by shopping our incredible selection of furniture and accessories. We also offer great financing options. Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Homeland Security calls it the American family with mixed migration status. President Biden will take action today on a sweeping parole-in-place program for illegal migrants who've been here over 10 years and are married to U.S. citizens, giving work permits and a path to legal status to about 500,000. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says this did not happen. President Biden freezing on stage at a Hollywood fundraiser, even though the video shows former President Obama tapping his arm, guiding him off stage. Tonight, President Biden doing more fundraising with former President Bill Clinton and Hillary in Virginia. Summer's not waiting for the solstice to set up a heat dome across the Midwest, Great Lakes, Northeast, and Mid-Atlantic. Good thing the public pool's just open for this Philly mom.
Finally get the kids out the house and bring them swimming so they can, leave me alone.
America is listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, people gathered Saturday to celebrate the special birthday of a landmark in Urbana. The Urbana Free Library turning 150. City wanted to honor the library's history, so they invited the Champaign-Urbana community to be a part of the festivities. For the party, library had a pianist, cake, and craft activities. Champaign County Crime Stoppers looking for the public's assistance, helping Champaign police solve an armed robbery on May 30th. A food delivery driver arriving at 3rd and Clark Streets to complete a delivery. As that driver got out, 3 suspects walked up to him. One had a gun. The suspects described as 2 males and a female, all Hispanic with short, thin builds and all wearing face coverings. Mattoon Fire was called out for a house fire Sunday night at a 2-story single-family home. Had fire showing from the west side. The bulk of the fire was on the outside, with probable extension into the residence due to the door to the interior being open. It was later determined that the 2 occupants were able to escape prior to the arrival of the fire department. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Logan, every month, let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Hey, some cloudiness, a few sprinkles, and a couple of spotty showers around for this morning with some tropical moisture and cloudiness in off the Atlantic and the Gulf this far north. And responds to some active weather just off into areas of this western and southwestern Gulf of Mexico. That'll take aim, by the way, at some big rainfall over parts of Texas. Otherwise, just a hot and humid and intensifying weather pattern around here in the coming days. Up around 90, we can manage that for the day today. Skies turn partly sunny. Again, a few drops of rain, a couple of brief brief light showers this morning and maybe a thunderstorm in spots this afternoon. As well as this evening, we'll bottom out at 74 with a warm and muggy night. Tomorrow, quite hot and humid, and a partly sunny sky, 94 with an isolated afternoon thunderstorm. Thursday outlook, first day of summertime, about 4 in the afternoon. Hot, very humid at 96, up to 98 Friday, 97 on Saturday, with maybe some thunderstorm activity breaking out late. Showers and thunderstorms Sunday. We move into readings in the 80s, cooler, drier temporarily early next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Does your bank keep rewards just out of reach? Hi, this is Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank. While some banks save their reward programs for a select few, here at Fisher National, we offer free rewards checking to all of our customers. We are trying to reward you for the things you do every day. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, receive a statement electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle. It's as easy as that. Rewards checking includes excellent 2.0 annual percentage yield for balances up to $20,000 and ATM refunds up to $20. Oh, and no minimum balance is required. Free rewards checking from Fisher National Bank. Rewards within reach and service beyond. See monthly requirements at fishernational.com or stop by one of our branches today. Our team looks forward to serving you.
Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
8:35, 25 more minutes of the program. Abbreviated drive show today because Cardinal baseball pregame is 4:15. Drive starts at 3. So if you are interested, kind of the summertime, we're enjoying a few songs that might make you feel summer-like. Kind of a Zac Brown fan.
I got my toes in the water, ass in the sand, not a worry in a world of cold beer in my hand. Life is good today. Life is good today.
I was talking to Rick and Pat Kirby across the street in the radio station in Philo about the days when we'd leave from the American Legion on a school bus to go to Crystal Lake Park in Urbana in 1968. And a bunch of kids got on the bus. There were no chaperones.
We had the swim bus in Tolono, too.
We paid $0.25.
Okay.
And that included our entry.
I feel like Mom would give me a couple bucks anyway.
Well, you were years later.
Right.
This was in the 60s. But just imagine loading up the bus with children.
Yeah, and their parents are staying home.
Let me call your cell phone. Oh,
nope.
No cell phone.
Nope.
And make sure you're back at the... Oh, nobody counted.
Right. What the heck?
Well, there were 200 million people living here 60 years ago.
And now there's 141 million? 341 million.
341. So we haven't doubled, but close. So you can extrapolate out there have always been crazy people. Now there are more crazy people.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Anyway, it's summertime. And
we are approaching the first day of summer.
Yeah, officially 21. And I hate to tell you this. Earth starts tilting the other way.
Oh, boy.
I love the daylight. It's light 4:30 in the morning, kind of. 5 for sure. And then dark about 9 at night.
Mm-hmm.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, so ESPN 93.5. We have touched on a lot of issues today on the program. Politically, the White House is coming out and saying Joe Biden's fine. And these are cheap fakes that you're showing him frozen. And you're not put into context. And he's fine.
Okay.
And I don't think anybody believes that. And I'd mentioned I went to Marion over the weekend. Gracie and I hosted the Miss Illinois pageant. New queen for Illinois and representing Illinois in the upcoming Miss America pageant in Orlando is Brianna Bagley. And she was crowned. But across the street, Friday night when we got there, when the Miss Teen was going on, Oliver Anthony, who sang kind of that song that touched the nerve of 146 million views on YouTube. 146 million views.
Man.
Is that viral? That's the epitome of viral.
Right.
And he sang that song, and he was across the street, and I heard him singing outside and everything else. It's just amazing politically how upset people are, and several people I talked to said it isn't working. What's happening now isn't working. No matter what anybody says, you're gassing your food and everything else, and just the the things we're discussing and talking about, and the woke agenda, and that is not what America wants. There are some people pushing it, but most of America has a lot of common sense, thinking boys shouldn't be on girls' teams and boys shouldn't be able to use girls' bathrooms or girls' locker rooms.
But this kind of stuff makes us click on these stories because they're so outrageous. And that tends to feed the fire then, and it's clickbait, and then it trends more, and we're all talking about it. The vocal minority wins, and then what is AI going to do with all this misinformation and
I don't know.
things that aren't accurate or the truth?
But there are people that truly believe in the agenda. It makes you feel like it's mainstream and you're some sort of bad person if you question it. And, over the last 4 years, we've been taught not to question COVID. Certainly can't question the origin of it, because then we're a conspiracy person. You can't question exactly what happened January 6th. That's taboo. Certainly can't question anything that happened in the election and the vote counting. They've made things so bad, and you are some sort of whacked out, misinformation, misinformed, stupid liar. I guess you could tell who's winning the argument based on how many words they're
insults and all that.
Everything they're hurling at you when you simply have questions. I can question climate change, but I'm misinformed and ignorant.
Right.
They just made some things, and then when you have the support of most of the media in the dialogue, then you feel isolated. The people I talked to in Southern Illinois at Marion about this, I said, who do you think everybody's voting for? And they were very diplomatic. They knew that you just can't come out and say, I might vote for Donald Trump. Nobody wants to say that, which makes you go, how are the polling? Are people, if somebody called me, I don't know if I'd tell them. Are they going to track me and target me because I'd say Donald Trump?
And then all of a sudden, are you getting, this kind of literature in your emails, and are you getting more stuff? It's just, I don't want to tell anybody anything because I don't want all the crap coming my way as far as social media and emails and calls or whatever.
Why don't you test your phone today and not even have your phone off, shut off, it's dark screen, and start talking about how you're looking for a place to stay in the Caribbean. Start talking about that.
And then all of a sudden,
this stuff comes up and you go, wait, how does that work?
Right.
What happens is you're being listened to all the time if they want to. It kills me that we're wasting how many trees sending privacy notices out to people in the mail. I still get them. Here's your privacy notice. What a waste of time.
Right.
And you're cutting down trees for that. Just send it to me on the email I won't open. Just do that.
Right.
But otherwise, it's crazy. There's no privacy in the world. Everybody knows everybody, and everybody knows everybody's business. And a lot of people don't like that.
It's too bad.
But it's changed dramatically. So bottom line is we need to have an election, and both sides are going to blame cheating for sure. And there are going to be lawyers involved in all that for sure. And we could tighten up and have an election system everybody be proud of and be infallible and be very few mistakes if we desired that. But I don't think there are some people that want that. They want a little loosey-goosey, but I think we should tighten it up and do what America does best, figure out the best way to say, what do the people want? This is still a grand experiment of coming up on 250 years. Let's keep it going. Why do you think everybody's coming to America?
Right.
They want to be part of this.
Yes, and build their dream.
Yeah, and people that tear us down are doing it for money and political ambition and dividing us, because when they divide us, there's a team I have that's against your team and all these other things, when that's not the intention. The intention is come here and be who you want to be, get knocked down and get back up. And it's all there if you want it bad enough, and you never give up, you never lose, you never will quit. You're never going to fail. You just keep it going. It's hard. It's not easy. 842 ESPN 93.5. Quick check of your sports and weather before we get out of here. Coming up.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Tim Onstadt, GFT, Gale Ferrex Trucking and Dedicated Diesel. What about Gale Ferrex Trucking? I need a driver or two?
Yeah, we picked up a driver yesterday. Dwayne from Tuscola is coming on, and probably need one more. $4,000 sign-on bonus through July with $1,200 per week guarantee, home every weekend. It's a great deal for some drivers. Get to work with some good people and learn from some of the best drivers in the business that we have. So,
let's share your email, Tim, in case somebody wants more details on either the Dixie Chopper or GFT Trucking.
email is timo@gftlog.com. Dedicated diesel, you can stop by and see Andy at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana, or call him at 217-328-0562. Dedicated Equipment on Facebook.
This is Eric Bowen with Provident Financial Group. We are honored to be celebrating 15 years of service and want to thank all of our amazing clients for their confidence and trust. We look forward to meeting the needs of current and future clients in the years to come. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Illini pizza fans, great things come from Jets Pizza. Detroit-style pizza is one of them. Freshly made dough pressed into steel pans inspired by the Motor City. Topped with premium mozzarella, Mama Jet's secret sauce, fresh toppings, then baked to the thickest, crispiest, cheesy crunch. Want Detroit-style proof? Order Jet's famous 8-corner pizza. It's 8 pieces of crispy, crunchy, and cheesy to the edge pizza. Right now, get $5 off an 8-corner pizza at regular menu price. Online code 8SAVE. Jets Pizza. Better because it has to be.
All right, check your sports headlines, 8:45.
It could be good for the Redbird recap. It's a great call at the end of the game. After 12 innings, Cardinals on top 7-6 over Miami.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. Last night, the Cardinals won in 12 innings, 7-6 over Miami. Mason Wynn hit a 2-run homer in the top of the 12th inning, but Dylan Carlson made the play of the game in the bottom of the 12th.
Nobody out. The 0-2 delivery is hammered into right field, and Carlson's able to catch it. We're going to have a play at the plate. The throw is on its way, and he is out at the plate. He threw him out. What a strike from Dylan Carlson in right field. Right on the money here in the bottom of the 12th inning.
And, Ricky, we had so many plays. What a night.
A lot of heroes in the game. A good start by Sonny Gray. He deserved a victory. But you also had good work by Ivan Herrera driving in a couple of runs. Mason Wynn, the big fly, but also several smart defensive plays to go along with it.
The Cardinals try to make it 2 in a row in Miami, 3 in a row overall. They're over 500 by a game now. Lance Lynn will pitch tonight against Rod Munoz. We're on the air at 4:15.
Trying to figure out how many of these guys have been to Champaign. Mason Wynn, yes, 2 years ago. Nolan Gorman, I think 2019. Ivan Herrera, I got him coffee from Starbucks.
Yes.
I said, Ivan, remember, I got you coffee. We've had...
Now, Jordan Walker is who we were excited about this year.
Yeah, he's a AAA still. Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
And there was an injury, right?
Victor Scott, he's still AAA. No injury.
Oh.
They wanted him to get better, I guess.
I see.
They want his launch angle. It's all this analytics.
All right.
They want him to hit more home runs. And I don't think he's hitting very many home runs. Anyway, it's... Cardinals are a playoff team today, so they are a wild card pick at this minute. So, anyway.
Okay, so San Francisco over the Cubs 7-6. The Giants, who are the Cardinals, play on Saturday at 1:15. We'll be at that game with the bus trip to Busch. And if you're saying, hey, I want to go.
2 tickets.
We'll give you more details.
I got 2 tickets
359-2255.
Yep.
7:05 to hear the Giants Cubby series continues on US 105.9. Houston and the Chicago White Sox with a 7-10 start. Passing the Lakers' 18th NBA title, Celtics win over Dallas 4-1 to take that title. Stanley Cup is up for grabs tonight, or could be, with the Panthers up 3-1 as Edmonton plays in Florida at 7 o'clock tonight. So, more text coming in, shutting the phone off, the old ads back in the day, 57 Chevrolet. My husband, of course, car enthusiast, lots of antique vehicles, treasure for decades for the Illini Collector Car Club. That's one of the things that they do sometimes is share those magazines and those great ads. And sometimes he'll find, the manuals and things like that for the old cars at the garage sales. And after our Bartolona Fun Day Parade on the 29th, which steps off at 11. We hope to have some cars on display over there by the old Maggio's parking lot.
Yeah, people like the old cars, and they're simpler. You just open the hood and they had that and there and this, and now it's you better hook it up to the computer.
Too many computers now. I am seeing breaking news coming through now on my computer about Justin Timberlake arrested with a DWI allegation in New York City.
You think guys like that, superstars, iconic, they'd have people.
Yeah.
He would never be driving himself anywhere.
That's right.
But I don't know.
He's 43.
That's too bad. 848.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and Panhandle. Saturday, a little bit of a respite from the intensifying heat wave weather pattern across the Midwest and points on to the east and southeast. A little tropical moisture up aloft, generating some cloudiness and even a few spits and spells of light rain and shower activity for the morning and back in for the afternoon. Maybe a thunderstorm. Temperatures either side of the 90-degree mark a little more manageable. Humidity will climb further, though, on a south wind. Warm and muggy tonight with a stray thunderstorm this evening. Overnight lows down to 74. Here comes the heat and humidity tomorrow at It's partly sunny skies, slim chance for an isolated thunderstorm at 94. We'll top out on the first day of summer Thursday at 96 degrees. Hot and oppressively humid at 98 on Friday. Still hot Saturday at 97 with maybe a couple of late day thunderstorms. Showers, thunderstorms Sunday. We move into at least a drier air mass. Still warm temperatures Monday and Tuesday next week. High temperatures will top out in the mid to upper 80s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting Capital, just Greg Solier.
Whether your project is below ground, above ground, or you're just breaking ground, United Rentals has the equipment and tools you need. They rent and sell everything from forklifts and backhoes to scissor lifts, trench shoring systems, and portable restrooms. They also offer a complete range of industrial tools for any job, small or large. Count on United Rentals for the world's largest rental fleet, backed by a team of equipment experts ready to help you get the job done. For the branch nearest you, visit UnitedRentals.com or call 800-UR-RENTS.
Jesse with Lands Underground Solutions. Did you know we specialize in underground sewer, water, and drainage pipes? We install and repair the water lines coming in your house or building and the sewer and septic lines leaving your house. From water lines, sewer lines, or drain lines, or even your septic system, Lands Underground has the solution for your problem. Residential, commercial, and industrial, Lands Underground has a solution for you. Lands Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Yeah, if you're going on a bus trip, yeah.
There she goes again. It might be out of here. 4 in a row for Musial.
The Cardinals host the Giants Saturday, June 22nd, and that day, 25,000 fans, 16 and up, will take home a popular 30-ounce Stanley Musial tumbler. This exclusive Cardinals beverage holder is stainless steel and comes complete with a handle, lid, and straw, courtesy of Coca-Cola and Quick Trip. Quench your thirst in style at Busch Stadium Saturday, June 22nd. For tickets and more details, go to cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Ozzie Smith, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
I do believe you'll be one of the 25,000 that come in, right?
I would
hand them
think
out
so.
right at the door.
Uh-huh.
And let's see, leave it at 9, 10, 11, 30, games 1:15.
I'll be drinking my coffee out of that style and Stan Musial tumbler after coming in on Monday. Our bus trip to Busch is Saturday.
Yeah, but So we go 9. We get there about 2.5 hours.
I would think so.
I think that's what it is from the point of launch.
And see, there have been times where we do want to walk around Ballpark Village and take it all in, but it could be that we want to hustle up and get right inside to get the prize.
Well, and I think the gates on a Saturday open either an hour and a half or 2 hours ahead. So you'll be able to go in. Some people might want to walk around, but they'll have their ticket. Everybody going on the bus, you'll be handed a ticket. We didn't do the electronic phone transfer because some of you don't have the Ballpark app.
It's some hoops you have to jump through.
So what we did is I have the tickets. Diane will just walk down the aisle and hand you all tickets, and we're all in the same suite. And be sure to eat a lot of food.
Yes.
Yeah. And pace yourself so you can eat a lot of food.
There was that one rooftop party at the Cubs game, and someone had too much to drink.
And they didn't know food was being served.
And yeah.
Wow.
He said at the end, there was food there?
Oh, bummer.
And that was the person who lost their phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And wanted us to not leave until he found his phone.
Diane's a terrific bus captain.
Yes.
So anyway, we'll hope that you understand we can't have alcohol on the bus. I didn't buy the insurance. Buses require the insurance now.
It does.
So,
and, it gets messy and all that.
Yep.
And besides, we'll have all we can drink and eat in the suite.
Yep, and you can bring, obviously, your water.
Mm-hmm.
Bottled water's fine, but we just don't do that simply for the events that have happened on a bus, so people are charged more for that kind of thing.
Yes. It oftentimes gets messy, and you're kicking cans around and all of that.
All right. Well, we'll back tomorrow. It is Juneteenth tomorrow, so again, no post office, banks, and stuff. We'll remind you about that tomorrow, but just heads up, you want to go to the bank today.
And no Urbana Park District neighborhood nights on Wednesday evening.
Thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
That's Diane Ducey. I am Stevie Jay. Thanks for listening. Abbreviated drive program today from 3 to 4:15 for the Cardinal pregame in Miami. Thanks for listening. Meet you on the radio tomorrow. Happy birthday to my lovely bride, Janet, today. Yay, I'm so happy. We'll be celebrating. Have a great Tuesday.
Illini fans, join us in Memorial Stadium as we honor 100 years of tradition with $100 football season tickets. Don't miss a moment this season and lock in your tickets for Homecoming, Dad's Day, and a special rededication of Memorial Stadium on October 19th against the University of Michigan. Experience more cherished moments in Memorial Stadium this season and get your $100 season tickets at fightingillini.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
What is most important to you in your life? This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that help clients like you realize their goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less. Tired of trying to keep up with Old Man Jones and his perfect lawn? Spring Green knows that we can't all spend hours a day creating that perfect shade of green, killing off all that crabgrass, and making sure every insect in the neighborhood doesn't call your lawn home this year. At Spring Green, they take the hassle out of your lawn headache with services such as lawn fertilization, weed control, grub and insect control, lime treatments, and even bush and tree care. Let the experts at Spring Green help you this season. For more information, visit them at spring-green.com. Spring Green, America's neighborhood lawn care team.
When your pipes are in a pinch and your drains are feeling the strain, who do you call? The plumbing pros, of course. At Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, they're your reliable partners in all things plumbing. From leaky faucets to clogged drains, they can get any problem you have cleaned up and taken care of. Their licensed plumbers are on call 24/7, ready to swoop in and save the day whenever a plumbing emergency strikes. Don't let a plumbing problem ruin your day. Call at 217-841-4728 or visit them online at dogtownheatingandair.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club?
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and...
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Reekin, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
.com.
This is WSJK Tuscola.